Today we are going to talk about the intense history of the longest running production line of cars for BMW, the legendary 3 Series. From humble beginnings to luxurious endings, the BMW 3 Series has been in production since 1975 and has an ample amount of trim packages that makes a great car for almost everyone in mind. The BMW brand would not be at its current level of selling 2.5 million cars worldwide every year if it weren't for the innovations that happened just 47 years ago. Before we get started, if you could do me a huge favor and smash the like button, and if you are new here, make sure to subscribe because it helps me out a lot. Thank you all so much for watching. Let's get into it. There's a saying of only look back to see how far you've come, and that is a true statement for the BMW timeline. After production of the infamous 2002 BMW that was sold from 1968 to 1976, which was a lightweight, compact, luxurious vehicle that used a 2-liter single carburetor that made an advertised 100 horsepower from factory and was paired with a 4-speed manual transmission. BMW decided that they needed a golden child that was going to leap forward in the right direction. The year was 1975 when BMW created the first 3 Series BMW, and the car was nicknamed Jaws due to its slanted front end. The car was made in 2 variants, a 2-door coupe as well as a convertible, and some higher-end models produced a whopping 143 horsepower. The car was agile and unmatched by its dynamic sport performance, paving the path of the future generations. The first-gen 3 Series featured a new innovation of a dash that was angled towards the driver, which became a staple point of the BMW interior. The car featured a crease in the bodyline, double kidney grills, and twin headlights that are found on many BMW models. Fast forward to 1982 when the second generation was debuted, and where BMW found a lot of traction for the 3 Series. The E30 chassis is arguably the best classic car in BMW's lineup, and it's where they found their way into performance-based luxury cars. This generation saw 7 variants, which include the sedan, coupes, convertibles, touring models, and the legendary M3. The M3 model merged the 3 Series from road to racetrack and built a name for the brand, with a high-revving, lightweight 4-cylinder producing an insane 238 horsepower naturally aspirated. The M3 allowed BMW to compete in the German Touring Car Championship, where they would go on to destroy the racetrack and create a new legacy of racing. The first touring car was also added to the BMW 3 Series lineup in 1987 that catered more towards the daily driver that needed a little bit more space. The E30 created a car for everyone and every occasion, and many of them were used as commuter cars because they were built well, built with performance and comfort in mind. Just a few years later, with the incredible success of the E30 chassis selling over 2 million models, BMW found their niche and created yet another legendary car that everyone could use. This time they needed to go bigger, better, and faster. The third generation of BMW, the E36, was produced from 1990 to 2000 and saw many changes in the design of the car, with a longer wheelbase, different curves, and a shared glass cover for the headlights. The E36 saw a massive power increase going from a 4-cylinder to a 24-valve 6-cylinder that, in the M3 models, produced 321 horsepower. Most notably, this generation also added the subcompact model to the 7 other variants, which was a hatchback, and it was incredibly ugly. The BMW brand added more technology, bigger and more comfortable seats, and overall was a solid car for everyone. They sold over 3 million models during its 10-year timeline. BMW continued their success with the 4th generation of 3 Series with the E46 that was produced from 1997 to 2006. This generation would go on to become the top-selling BMW model of all time, selling 3.2 million cars in a 9-year span. With a new design, more rounded features, and a timeless look, the E46 was a beautiful car that seemed to get everyone interested in all things 3 Series. The M3 version was most sought after by having amazing styling, a naturally aspirated 6-cylinder that put out 360 horsepower at your fingertips, and after 20 years, it is still a dream car for many enthusiasts. Following the E46 generation, the 5th gen E92 had big shoes to fill, and we saw a lot of changes in this generation that built BMW as we know it today. The BMW E92 was created from 2005 to 2013, and after 1 year of production, the car was awarded World Car of the Year. The coupes and sedans moved in 2 different directions and looked completely different. The M3 saw its last naturally aspirated engine, which was a V8 that produced 460 horsepower. This chassis also saw the 335i, which was a twin-turbo inline-6 pumping out 300 horsepower, but with small modifications could get you up to 500 and has been run up to 800 horsepower on the stock block. This all led into the 6th generation F chassis, which was produced from 2011 to 2019, which saw a range of engines that were hybrid engines, all of them being turbocharged. With new striking designs, bigger chassis, and more powerful engines, the new model came with an even longer wheelbase for more leg room for the passengers, and created a new spin-off of the 4 Series BMW that grew into its own platform. The M3 model went back to a straight 6, and this time turbocharged, that produced an amazing 460 horsepower in a 4-door sedan, a true grocery getter. The final and current generation of BMW 3 Series is paving its way forward with a bigger body style, larger kidney grills, more head and leg room, and even more impressive engines. The B58 motor is a straight 6 turbocharged engine that can produce 800 horsepower on the stock block with a bigger single turbo and some tuning. And this chassis really lines the question of what's next for the BMW 3 Series and how far it'll go. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what generation is your favorite BMW 3 Series in the comments down below. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're brand new. And as always, my name is Ryan. This is Project Race Car. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Peace.